This is at PinHe Elementary School. They have a coop for birds. These are orchids growing in the side of the building. And here, some kind of palm tree. I'm not sure what those are. And then an area with water plants. Lots of lilies, duckweed, water hyacinth. Today they're doing a sports day, so it's extra noisy. So the frogs are kind of tamed down. But usually on the weekends, the frogs are very vocal. And this is all in the central courtyard for the main part of the school. This is a daily experience for the students here. Spend time out here. Some of the older ones get to help out. Now I'm at LuGun. This is my son's kindergarten. My daughter came here before her current school. And they have a little garden here. They grow lots of things, all the little labels for the students to learn the names. Now this is certainly more work intensive for the staff, but the kids all get to take turns helping out, and they learn the basics of planting vegetables and things like that. Some of these I can identify just because I'm familiar with them, not by the labels. These are tomatoes. There's pepper. And those are papaya. Lots of different greens. And so the lessons are used for basic food and nutrition lessons, gardening, basic reading, vocabulary. Some nice lettuce. Green onions. This is the walkway on the side at MiauPu. Getting around to their back playground. Here we have a chicken coop, area for a few dogs that help keep things safe at night. Micah, say hi. That would be my daughter. Here's the rest of the playground. The kids don't use the wood chipper. They do help take care of all the other plants. Those are banana trees in the back, good for snacks. All of this is planted for the school, and most was taken care of by the students at different ages. And this is the back part of the building. Each floor of the building has a balcony, rings the whole thing, and each balcony is covered in gardens. 1 second, baby. We're about to go in and take a look at the garden area at my school, Washington Elementary. But first, I'm showing you where some of it began. This is a little drainage ditch near where we park. And one of the big questions are, where do we get materials? Well, the little green lines right here are hydrilla. So one of our teachers just hopped down in there and grabbed some. If you're a little creative, you can find things in a lot of interesting places. And now, off to the school. We're near the entrance. These are just some trees. The students don't really do much with these, but you'll notice a plaque at each one. These plaques are all in Chinese. So even with the plants the students don't get to work with directly, you take the opportunity to let them learn. Here's a good example of how the plaques are set up. And we have one of the teachers here who makes those for us. And we'll continue on down to our little garden. Now these are some of our students on different projects, tours of different gardens in the region. This is the farmers market that we have at the end of each month. The bulk of the produce comes from an area off to my right. We'll be there soon. This is our owl project, which works in conjunction with the Green Thumb School and the Roots and Shoots program, all of which I'll get into in a bit. And this is part of why we learn about these things, so students can understand our impact on the world, what we can do about it, how we can maybe try to save it. And up here we have a quote from our inspiration. Let us together sow seeds for a better harvest, a harvest for hope, by Jane Goodall. And the Roots and Shoots program is through the Jane Goodall Foundation. Here we go. More of the gardening. The Green Thumb Project. To be a Green Thumb school, the students have to be involved in a majority of the gardening. Here's some of our staff and students, and that lady in the middle is Jane Goodall. There she is again. She's come to visit several of the Washington schools, and she's planned to come visit this particular school next 2 years from now. But even when she goes to the other branches, we get to send some folks to visit her. And this is our main garden area. The tables we made ourselves, and obviously the students didn't have to do that part. But note the height, perfect for our elementary school students. This is sage, I believe. We had some little cinnamon saplings in here a while back. We just kind of rotate out as things are harvested. This is a mosquito fish pond. The fish in here are endangered. The cover is only for the weekends. And again, you'll see some of the nice labels that our teachers made for us. So we mix a lot of our animals and plants for the labs together, because they really do have a lot together. Have a lot going on in the wild, so why not in the lab? It's hard to see, but there is some of the hydrilla we saw earlier. Well, some descendants from it. And almost everything grown in this area is edible. This is a hydroponic setup. We do a good bit of the greens for the farmers market, all right here. This one is all student maintained. They get taught how to do it at the beginning of the year, and then in a booster class, which is a little after school program, they come in. It's gotten to the point now they don't even wait for the teacher to show up. They just start getting to work. Here's our reservoir tank. By the time the staff gets everything put away, their books and whatnot, when it gets out here, the students are usually already well on their way. This is a bee house. There are no bees. We had to consider it. We do a unit on bees, and during that time we have a specialist who comes in with his own bees, and he will put some in here to show students how they function. But the rest of the time we were worried that students might start beating on the bee house, which would not end well. We do have little cactuses. Obviously these are not for eating. Their job is to help teach students about different environments, different habitats, some of the different varieties of plants out there that they may not always be so familiar with. Amaranth, good stir-fried. Here's some lemon trees. Most of these things start with either very small saplings that we'll bring in from local farms or seeds. Depends on the growing cycle and what semester we're in. And here we have another tree with the plaque. This is in our little chicken pen. We have 2 chickens and 2 rabbits that spend every weekday out here, weather permitting. And that is an owl box. We have quite a few of those here, and we set them up in different areas of the community, trying to save the collared Scots owl. It's another part of our Roots and Shoots program. And here's our area for starting some of the water plants that we teach about. And just like with the water, or with the hydrilla, we take a little bit and then just start growing our own. Also, there's a medium-sized snail for this area. Okay. We're here with Micah, who is a 6-year-old student at MiauPu. That's one of the schools that we did in our little tour. And this is our little front porch garden. We have our little tree. This is a smaller tree that she had planted, a little flower for her brother. Over, it's hard to see, but there's our mint. This is our little 6th floor balcony. And we're gonna see what Micah thinks about gardening at her school. So, Mai, do you do any gardening at your school?
Yes.
Okay, what have you done?
Plant a tree and stuff that I don't like to eat, but my mom loves it.
Okay.
Green.
What kind of tree did you plant?
Guava.
Guava. Was it fun planting the guava trees? Cool.
Yeah.
How is your guava tree doing?
So
So.
I guess I don't help it get someone.
You forget to water it?
Yeah,
No.
every day.
You should water it more often. How about the greens? How did they do?
Yes.
They grew really well?
Yeah, because the teacher does.
And did you eat any of them?
No, Luca.
Sorry, we had a little interruption. All right.
Yep.
And did you get to eat any of your
Super
greens
little.
yet?
Yeah,
Not yet? They're not quite ready? Oh, soon though, right?
not so.
Oh, okay. Well, you have to let me know when you get
10 years.
it. Don't leave you that long. All right. Now, do you have any other garden areas at your school?
Yes.
Okay.
Not only the balcony, but there is also the first floor. Blah, blah, blah.
The little area around the first floor and all the balconies, yeah. And what about outside? You have lots of trees and things outside too?
Yeah.
Okay. And who helps take care of all
There's
those
a
things?
tree house.
A tree house?
Like a house on the tree.
Wow.
With chicken and dog. Yay!
All right.
Guava.
Lots of guava.
Guava.
And I think you have some papaya there too.
No, there's papaya.
Okay. And who takes care of the plants?
I help sometimes.
You help sometimes? Okay. Do students always help?
There's also fish.
Oh, they got the fish too? Yeah, they're in part of the water filtration system. All right. All right. And do you think it's fun to work at your garden at school?
Yes.
Do you think it's important?
Yes.
And do you think you learn a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you say bye-bye to everybody?
Bye, everybody. Bye, world.
All right. Bye-bye.